Welcome back to the Weekly Sportscast with your host, Brandon Skinner. Jake is not going to be in today's video. He doesn't really do college football like that, so hopefully you enjoy the sound of my lovely voice, because that's all you're going to get today. In today's episode, I'll be giving my predictions for the Heisman Trophy in the upcoming college football season. This week's episode is brought to you by Ed Orgeron's voice. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Weezy out of here.
The dash is digi, the schedule busy. My head in a hoodie, my shorty a goodie. My cousins are crazy, my cousins like Boogie. Life is amazing, it is what it should be. Been here for 10, but I feel like a rookie. I tell her look up, cause it's snowing in Tootsies. Booked for 3 years, man, you can't even book me. It's me and Lil Baby, the shit going crazy. Weezy produced it, and Weezy have made.
Okay, so the format of this episode is just going to be me giving my top 3 candidates this year for the Heisman Trophy. I'm going to be going in descending order, so I'll get my least likely first, my second most likely, and then my most likely candidate in that order. So, yeah, I guess we'll just start things off with the number 3 candidate that I think has the third best chance to win the Heisman Trophy this year, and that is the Arizona quarterback, Khalil Tate. Khalil kind of burst onto the scene last year. I don't think he started at the beginning of the year, but he ended up playing a lot. I don't know if due to injury. I don't really follow Arizona like that. But I know that he tore it up when he played. It seemed like every week there was some 70-yard touchdown run or 90-yard touchdown that Khalil Tate was doing. He's sort of a Tebow-esque kind of quarterback, I would say. He's just a big body, he's fast, and they played their entire offense through him, and so he has the ball in his hands a lot of the time. He's a great runner. He's, I don't know how great of a passer he is. I mean, I wouldn't think that he's that amazing of a passer, but when you can run like that, you're going to get passing yards if you're playing in the Pac-12, because we all know they don't play any defense out there. But so if you get that running yards and you get those passing yards, he's going to have a really good chance to win this Heisman Trophy, because a lot of it is based on numbers. It's based on a lot of how your team does, so that could be the only thing that holds him back. I don't know how good Arizona's going to be this year, but I can't imagine they're going to be that good. I mean, their in-state rivals, Arizona State, just got Herm Edwards this year, who's been an analyst for a long time and now is coming back to the world of college football coaching, so they're looking to have an up year this year. So, but maybe he can have. I think his best comparison would probably be Lamar Jackson. He's not as fast or as shifty as Lamar, but he kind of has that same play style where he's just mostly runs the ball and he throws the ball when needed, and his team's not going to be that good. Louisville was never that great with Lamar Jackson. They were always 9 or 10 wins, but they could never compete with the big boys like Florida State or Clemson in that division. So I don't think Arizona's going to be on the level of like an Oregon or Washington or anyone like that in the Pac-12, but if Khalil Tate can kind of have like a Russell Westbrook type of season, where their team is not that good, but the individual player has outstanding stats, and so it's going to be hard. It'd be hard not to give it to him if he has those crazy stats. If he can stay healthy, he can stay running the ball and get the rushing and passing yards as well as the touchdowns. He can be definitely sort of a dark horse candidate, but he's getting more hype as the season gets closer. But he's definitely not a mainstream pick. So that's my number 3 pick is Khalil Tate for the Heisman Trophy. Moving on to number 2 now. It's Jonathan Taylor. He's the running back from Wisconsin. He was a freshman last year, and I think he won Freshman of the Year in the Big Ten, or Offensive Freshman of the Year, or whatever the award is up there. But I say this, I haven't seen him get a lot of hype for the Heisman Trophy at all, or any really big award. I guess he gets outshined by Bryce Love and Damian Harris and all the other kind of big running backs that are the kind of the mainstream running backs, but this dude tore it up last year as a freshman at Wisconsin, and he's got arguably the best, or definitely the best offensive line in college football, and possibly the best offensive line in college football history. They've got 4 returning starters, and 2 of them are All-Americans, and 2 of them are like second-team Big Ten. They're all really, really good. There's a reason they have like the Rolling Cheese name. They were on the cover of one of the Sports Illustrated magazines at the beginning of the season. This whole thing, they're just a unit. All their offensive linemen are really great, and that's my running back's dream to run behind. Their quarterback, Alex Hornibrook, is not the best. I mean, he's a Blake Bortles type guy. He's a game manager. I mean, I love Blake Bortles with all my heart, but he's a game manager at best, I think. So that's kind of what Hornibrook has been this past couple of years. He lost his big tight end that he had been throwing to the NFL draft, I think, and so Hornibrook's not the best quarterback, so they're going to have to put a lot of faith in Jonathan Taylor and handing him the ball. It's very similar to the Jacksonville Jaguars situation where we're going to be running the ball a lot and letting our quarterback just not make mistakes. So there's definitely going to be an opportunity for Jonathan Taylor to rack up statistics, yards, touchdowns, etc. And he's going to be, again, like I said, the Heisman Trophy is a lot of statistics-based. And Wisconsin, I think, is going to be a great team. If you watch our previous video, I had them in my preseason top 4. I think they're going to be a college football playoff team this year. They'll probably have one loss along the way to like an Ohio State or a Penn State. But I think they'll end up winning the Big Ten championship, and Jonathan Taylor will probably be a huge part of that. So if this guy has the crazy numbers like he did last year, and they win the Big Ten championship, and they go to the college football playoff, it'd be hard not to give it to him. On a good team like that. So he's kind of, like I said, a dark horse candidate, but don't say I called it, but I kind of did. So that moves right on to number 1, the number 1 Heisman Trophy candidate that I have this year, and that's Will Grier, the quarterback out of West Virginia. I'm a Florida Gator fan, if you didn't know, but Will Grier was on the Florida Gators originally, and he started like 6 or 7 games before he either got I think he got suspended or he hurt himself. He might have gotten hurt, but either way, he ended up not playing the rest of the season. And in that offseason, we switched coaches. I think Muschamp got fired and McElwain came in, and McElwain said that he could not guarantee Will Grier the starting job, which was absurd because Will Grier was obviously the most talented quarterback on our roster. I mean, he was way better than Felipe Franks and all the booty guys that we had on the roster. Florida's always had trouble at quarterback since Tim Tebow. But Will Grier was the one shining light that we had in Florida, but we found a way to ship him out. So he got pissed, transferred to West Virginia, and now he's tearing it up up in the mountains. So he's just been tearing it up. He tore it up last year. Playing in the Big 12 definitely helps where there's no defense. I mean, you're playing TCUs and Oklahomas and Oklahoma States. I mean, these defenses are booty. So it definitely helps that their conference is really good. That was one thing about Jonathan Taylor that could possibly hurt him is the Big Ten. Behind the SEC is probably the most defensive-heavy league that has kind of, good defense, I think. I think the ACC, the Big Ten, and the SEC are all on that first tier. I think the Pac-12 and the Big 12 are on the second tier of conferences, but that's just my opinion. And I think the SEC is in a league of its own, but whatever. Will Grier, like I said, he's playing in the Big 12, so that's going to be really helpful. This West Virginia system is kind of it's a really spread out system. They kind of a live by the deep ball, die by the deep ball kind of team, which is really good for Heisman Trophy candidates because they don't look so much on completion percentage. They look on touchdowns, yards, etc., and winning games. So this system is kind of set up perfectly for him to be he's a senior this year, I think. He'll likely go in the first round of the draft next year. And like I said, the system is set up for him to thrive and to play really well. His system that he's in right now is similar to a Mike D'Antoni system in the NBA. If you know about that, his system just inflates point guard numbers. That's why James Harden has been in the MVP candidate or discussion for the past 3 years under him. It's because his system inflates point guard numbers. Same reason why Steve Nash was in their discussion under Mike D'Antoni. So this is kind of the same thing. Will Grier has complete control of the offense. He's got speedy receivers on the outside, and he plays in a league or a conference where the defense is not well revered. So this West Virginia team could be a dark horse college football playoff team. I wouldn't count them out of it. They have an easy schedule, like I said, and Will Grier can move too. I mean, he's not just a pocket Peyton Manning passer where he runs a 5.8 40-yard dash. He's got some mobility. He dislocated his pinky last year diving for the touchdown in the corner of the end zone. So he definitely is not afraid to go big. He's got the hair, he's got the beard, and he's got the arm to win the Heisman Trophy. So I think Will Grier is my pick to win the Heisman this year. I think he's got all the tools, and I cannot believe Florida left him. That's 4 Heisman Trophy winners that I think that Florida has let go. Derrick Henry wanted to be a Florida Gator. He grew up a Gator all his life, but Will Muschamp didn't want him. Cam Newton was a Heisman winning trophy. He played at Florida originally before he got in trouble. That was his fault. He got in trouble. He stole a computer or something stupid like that. We had to kick him off the team. But still, that thing too. Lamar Jackson wanted to be a Florida Gator, but Will Muschamp didn't want him. We sent him out to Louisville, and he won the Heisman Trophy. And now, we had Will Grier, and I think he's going to win the Heisman Trophy this year. So that just proves the incompetency of these Florida coaches ever since Urban Meyer. I hate the man with all my heart, but he was a great coach. So it's just sad for these Florida Gators. They could have had so much talent at quarterback, and now we're stuck with Felipe Franks and Kyle Trask. Who are those guys? Yeah, that's the problem. So, yeah, thank God for watching. That's about it. I know this is probably a pretty boring episode, just me talking, but Jake will be back very, very soon. So yeah, thank God for watching. Follow us on Instagram at The Weekly Sportscast. We post really good stuff over there. And yeah, tell your mom, tell your friends, tell your whatever, subscribe, leave a comment, do whatever. And have a great day and a great Labor Day weekend. Alright, peace.